Hello, welcome to Stitch 22. This is week 4, and today we're going to look at cross stitch. A very simple little stitch made out of 2 straight stitches crossed over each other. So not unfamiliar, I'm sure, in week 1 when we did straight stitch. These can be as small and tiny as I'm doing at the moment as you like. You can sprinkle them around your piece of fabric, as I've been doing here, looking like some wild grasses in a rather unkempt winter garden. Or you can make little neat rows of them. You can make little blocks of them like crossword, puzzle, grids. You can overlap them. And here I'm sprinkling a darker colour over a layer of cross stitches which I've done previously, to show you how interesting it is when you build up layers of colour or even tone, light to dark, dark to light, and you can grade. It's a bit like painting where you can mix colours. So I'm mixing colours here as well as mixing the stitch. So I'm just doing it fairly randomly at the moment, very quickly in this little demonstration. But you can be as precise as you like, or as even more random than I am. So you can see the dark green that I'm using here happens to be something which is, I hope, blending all the other colours together, because I'm laying like a network of cross stitches on top of it, where you can see the colours underneath through the top layer, but it just blends it together. So you might like to use that as an inspiration as well. Again, whatever your starting point, your source, whatever your thoughts are this week, to build up layers of colour with cross stitch. Now I put a different colour thread in the needle, and I'm doing a cross stitch again, just 2 straight stitches overlapping each other. And of course, you don't have to make it 90 degrees overlap like a star. You can just make it a very long stitch, and then the straight stitch across can be just a short little stitch, like I'm trying to do here. So I've moved it out of the view of the camera. I'll do it again. So you have a long stitch maybe from there to there, and then a very short arm across the previous one. I think that's called long-armed cross stitch. So I hope that's something you can think about. So they're almost like little arrows, I suppose. So a long stitch and a short stitch. And actually the short stitch, if you think about it, is holding down the longer stitch, so making it less impractical. You can even put another one across the long stitch that you did just now. I'm showing you here. You might be interested to know I found a way of holding this piece of fabric with my fingers and thumbs of my left hand, and it's pulling it fairly taut so that when you stitch, you are reasonably, it's much easier to stitch because you're holding it taut in front of yourself, and the needle goes in more easily than the fabric, which is floppy. So give that a go. There are other examples on the Facebook page too, of different ways in which cross stitches can be used. So have a look at the stills as well as enjoy the video. So thank you very much for joining me this week, and I'll see you next Monday with week 5 stitch, yet to be revealed. Bye-bye.